Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Tuesday night and I think we can safely say this is the calm before the storm. For all of our viewers in America, I hope everything goes okay with the elections. Certainly from the reports we're seeing, there's probably quite a bit of controversy. So I hope you're all safe and sorted and looking after yourselves. Here in the UK, yep, we've had a report on the shopping inflation. We find out on Friday whether we're officially in a recession or not. Next week, obviously, we've got the inflation figures and then we've got the budget thing. And yeah, this week is the calm before the storm. So, the people, see, notes. Kantar World Panel have been doing this survey since 2008. And the prices of food inflation are up 14.7% compared to this time last year. 14.7%. It's never been this high since they started doing this thing in 2008. So if you're thinking that your grocery money's not going quite as far as it used to, that's why. 14.7% the price of food has gone up on average. Now, they also do, the survey that they do, they take into account, people's buying habits and stuff like that. And the cheapest supermarket ranges, so like your Asda Essentials and things like that, they've gone up 42% in purchasing wise. So the amount of those budget ranges, the amount purchased has risen by 42%. Your normal branded stuff rose at 0.4%. So for all we're saying that maybe our neighbours seem to think that we're mad as a bag of cats for being preppers, or that they've got their head in the sand, a 42% increase on the cheapest supermarket ranges means that there's an awful lot of people out there are realising what's happening and are changing the way they shop. Or not even so much they realise what's happening, they are being adversely affected by it and they're changing the way they shop. Now, normally at this time, well, in saying that normally, depends on who you listen to, because Sainsbury's are saying, we're bringing out our Christmas thing early because people are starting to stock up now. But this Kantar, are saying that people aren't buying as far out just now. The sale of like Christmas puddings is down a huge percentage compared to this time last year. And they are expecting a 4.4 billion loss on non-essentials this Christmas period. Now that is a fall of 22% in the run-up to Christmas. So yeah, there's a lot of food inflation, which we all know, especially here, we know there's a lot of food inflation. And we're all looking at ways to try and help ourselves. Now, I have to say, as I said earlier in the weekend, Patrick wasn't well on Sunday. He's feeling a bit better now, thank you. Thank you for all the best wishes. That is so kind. I do appreciate that. And so does he. He's just not here tonight. So thank you for that. But we had some steak out. Not steak, not steak and chip steak, like stewed steak. So I had defrosted that. Well, it's been in the freezer for a while. It's been defrosted now, so it has to be cooked. And someone, who shall remain nameless, was up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning. So I chopped up the beef and I put it in the slow cooker, put in quite a bit more mushroom powder than I should have because I sort of went oopsie. But I have to say, when I walked in at lunchtime and the slow cooker was on and I smelled the beef stew and I was like, oh my goodness, that smells so fabulous. So I had done it on low the whole day this time and it's absolutely beautiful. And looking at it, I would say there's probably at least another 4 or 5 portions in there. Now, the stewing steak I got, it was reduced in Tesco's probably about 6 months ago. It was one of those ones, you know, from the butcher's counter where they wrap it up in the bag, and I just happened to arrive just as they put it out, and I was like, well, I'll be having it out like this long. So I was like, well, I'll be having that. So there's probably, you know, there would have been enough for 6. I came in at, I think I dropped Mandy off, so I'd be in here about maybe 5:20, 5:30. I dressed you not by 5:45. I was sitting down eating that stew because it smelled so lovely. So, slow cooker in the morning, if you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, is just the best idea ever. And I think for a lot of us, it's going to be very useful if you do have that, because we are going to have to batch cook. We are going to be looking at cheaper cuts of meat that we need to cook for longer. Slow cooker's great for that. You know, there's all these different things that we've been thinking about for a while. But looking at these figures, other people are starting to see that now as well. So, yeah, people are catching up. They know that they're having to change the way that they're doing things. So, yeah, that's quite a big thing, that report coming out. Also, another report that came out was Persimmon the house builders. Helps you out the right way up. Their sales have dropped 2% in the last 6 weeks. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but house builders have historically over the last few years been the people who have been raking money in because house prices have been going up. You know, people have been chasing houses. You know, COVID, I mean, throughout COVID, goodness gracious, the speed at which house prices went up was ridiculous. But Persimmon says that they're slowing down now. So, yeah, and seemingly on Friday we find out whether we're in recession, and as I say, the next week we've got the budget and we've got the inflation rate. And I think there'll be a lot more people who are thinking like us. So, yeah, payday this weekend. Guess who's going to the shops? Guess who's going to the shops in spades? That would be me. I am going to the shop in spades. Because I want to have a whole lot of stuff in the slow cooker, getting batch cooked. Also, I've realised now, it was just actually when I was brushing my teeth, and I was like, oh, this toothpaste nearly gone. Never mind, I've got one up the stairs. Yes, I do. Would that be my last one up the stairs, or do I have more? And then I was like, oh, you used the shampoo from up the stairs as well. Was that my last spare shampoo, or do I have more? I think I need to do an inventory, because I have been so enjoying this, having a shop in my house. And saying that, you know, it's not a shop as such, it looks like it sometimes. But I have been using my stockpile. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know I am not the most organised person. Really, really, I'm just not. But when you're getting to the end of something, it's like, do I have another one? And if I do, is that my last one? In which case I need to go and buy at least another 2 more, if I can. So yeah, that I have to go and do an inventory. It has to be done. Because they're saying that this 14.7% food inflation, they don't think it's peaked yet. So I don't think we can rely on food prices coming down anytime soon. So, what does that mean? That means prepping. That means more batch cooking. That means more dehydrating. That means more prepping, more preparing, more getting myself that I can sit back and relax and go, okay, I'm good. Don't know if you ever get like that one, you know, once you start this, do you ever get to the, I can sit back, I'm good? I don't know. But that is what I'm going to do. So this weekend will be a busy weekend. But we'll see how it goes. And I will obviously keep you up to date. So I hope you have a good evening. I am going to go. I'm going to put on a pair of fabulously fleecy socks that I got. And I'm going to try some huckleberry truffles with my cup of tea. So thank you, Linda. That is much appreciated. We were very excited when that appeared. So I am going to go, and I will catch you later.